With Western tanks now on their way to Ukraine, here's why tanks still matter in the 21st century. It's me, and this is air power. Now, when most people think of war in the 21st century, they think of a small number of highly trained special operations, forces using smart weapons and drones to take out high-value targets. And while those capabilities are certainly a big part of modern warfare, it's not the whole story, because at the end of the day, there's still one vehicle that reigns supreme on the modern battlefield, and that's the tank. Now you might be thinking, why do tanks still matter? I mean, we've seen footage of Russian tanks getting destroyed by javelins and drones in Ukraine. The M1A2 boasts an active electronically scanned array radar, meaning that it can detect enemy tanks up to 40 kilometers away, or about 25 miles. It also has an infrared sight, meaning that it can target enemy tanks at night on the move through smoke. It even has the ability to detect and avoid incoming anti-tank missiles. The T-14 is a game-changer in a lot of ways. This means that it can share its sensor data with other platforms to create a more complete picture of the battlefield. That's because these kinds of militaries will have sophisticated air defenses, electronic warfare capabilities, and even their own tanks and armored vehicles. The only way to fight against that kind of firepower is with firepower of your own. And that's where tanks like the M1A2 really shine. It also means that it can coordinate its attacks with other platforms to maximize lethality. Because at the end of the day, there's just no replacing the firepower, protection, and sheer capability of a modern main battle tank. But if it's anything like Russia's T-90 tanks, then it could be a serious threat to NATO forces. The T-90 was designed to ford bodies of water twice as tall as the tank itself, and can reach speeds of up to 56 kilometers per hour, which is about 35 miles per hour on that same terrain. It also boasts explosive reactive armor, meaning that it can take a hit from a rocket-propelled grenade and keep on fighting. For one, it uses an unmanned turret, and it's remotely controlled, meaning that the crew is protected from small arms fire and shrapnel. In fact, NATO has main battle tanks that date back to the Cold War. The M1 Abrams, for example, first entered service in 1980. But it's undergone a number of upgrades since then. The M18 Abrams, for example, boasts an upgraded engine, pre-programmed ammunition, AI-assisted targeting, and even the ability to link up with other tanks and infantry, fighting vehicles to create a network-enabled task force. It also boasts pre-programmed ammunition, meaning that it can fire at targets without needing a human in the loop. And it's even equipped with AI to help it navigate the battlefield. But what we're seeing in Ukraine right now is an aberration, not the rule. Because for all of Russia's technological prowess, their biggest weakness has been a failure to properly maintain and crew their tanks. So while we've seen a lot of Russian tanks get knocked out, we haven't necessarily seen the best that Russia has to offer. In fact, just last week, Russia rolled out its newest T-14 Armata tank, which boasts an insane amount of capability for a single platform. Now, obviously, we don't know how well the T-14 actually works. But the truth is that despite Russia's best efforts, NATO still has them beat when it comes to main battle tanks. And then there's the General Dynamics M1A2, which boasts an insane amount of capability for a single platform. But perhaps most importantly, the M1A2 is designed to be networked with other US and Allied tanks and infantry fighting vehicles. And while these systems might seem like overkill for fighting a small insurgency, they're actually invaluable when fighting against other nation-state adversaries like Russia or China. So yes, tanks still matter in the 21st century. In fact, they'll likely remain the backbone of armored forces for decades to come. And hey, if you liked this video, make sure to check out my others.